Hi, good morning, happy Wednesday, and thank you so much for joining me today for our weekly free marketing training session. Today we're going to continue the discussion from last week about our foundation or marketing fundamentals. And the marketing fundamental or foundation that we're working on right now is talking about reaching our audience and really determining what messaging they want from us. So, just as a quick recap, I'm Rachel Lindhagen. I'm the president and founder of Etched Marketing, and I am so excited to have you here today, either with me live or catching us on the replay at your convenience. That's the beautiful thing about video, is you have a chance to be here whether you're able to join live or not. You can still be part of our training program. So super glad that you're here. I am a marketing professional, and I think that's something really important to discuss for a quick moment, because I see a lot of people who have gotten into internet marketing because they're trying to build their business, or they're looking for their next get-rich-quick scheme. And this is something that I really want us to think about and talk about as we talk about targeting our messaging. So a lot of people are getting into internet marketing. They see it as an opportunity to make great money. Maybe they want to create courses. Maybe they want to build businesses. They want to become an affiliate marketer, whatever it is. This is where our marketing messaging is going to be very important. So in this industry, there are a lot of people who have a little bit of experience, and maybe they have done something for themselves and they've had a little bit of success. Maybe they've done something and they've tried a bunch of things, but they've really had no success. They've had a lot of different failures or struggles, challenges, and they're trying to teach people based upon that challenge or struggle that they had. So I focus on teaching you the tried and true best practice-based marketing strategies that I've used for clients for many, many years. I don't like to date myself or age myself, but I've been in the industry for about 20 years. I've been on the digital side for right around 15, really focusing on SEO, content marketing, social, some paid search, all of the different things over the years. I've worked with some really big brands. So I've led strategies for major multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar organizations, and worked with cohesive cross-channel teams where we developed strategies to really drive their businesses and make a big, big difference. So for me, part of my marketing messaging, and this is part of what we're going to teach you about today, part of what my marketing messaging is that I'm a professional. You can trust me. I have 15 years experience in this industry. I have both a bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism as well as an MBA specializing in marketing itself. So when I say we want to talk about our marketing messages and how we want to connect with our customers and our clients and our audience, this is part of what I want you to think about. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Like I said, I'm Rachel Lindhagen, president and founder of Etched Marketing. Very excited to be able to be here and help you learn how to market your business or your blog or create a business that you want to market. And I want to help you learn how to do it the right way. That's my specialization, is helping people who cannot yet afford to hire a professional marketing team, helping them learn how to do it themselves so that when they do go to hire someone as their business grows, they know what to look for. They know what questions to ask, and they are an informed consumer and an informed business owner. So today we're going to dig into talking about the basic fundamental sentence of marketing, and that is that we are targeting the right person. And we talked about that last week. The link to that video is in the notes here, so if you missed that, you can grab it. So targeting the right person with the right message, which is what we're talking about today, is determining our messaging at the right time. And next week, we're going to talk about determining what the right time is for our marketing messages and how we figure that out, both in general and for our audience in particular. So we're going to talk a lot about that next week. So today, if you're here with us live or you're catching it on the replay, I would love if you would just share a little bit about your target audience. Have you identified who you're trying to reach? Because if you have not yet identified who you're trying to reach, you're going to need to go back a step, because until you really think about who you're trying to reach and what information they need from you, you're not going to be ready to craft your marketing messages that will work. You may craft marketing messages, but if you don't know who you're trying to reach and what they need from you, you're not going to get the results that you would get if you had that information at hand. So if you're not sure who your target audience is, you're still refining it, that's okay. Go catch that video, watch the replay and go through that one and really nail down who your target audience is. Once you know that, then we're going to dig in to determining what our messages are. So if you've got your target audience figured out, just go ahead and comment. Yes, you know who they are. No, you're still working on it. Oh my gosh, no, I have no idea. I really need to figure that part of it out. Just go ahead and let me know. How are you doing as far as determining who your target audience is? And like I said, if you don't know, it's okay. Go back, catch last week's video, walk through the process there, and then we'll get started on our marketing message. So when we're trying to identify our marketing message, I want you above all to focus on your consumer, your audience, or your reader, because the person who you're creating your content for, you're creating your marketing messages for, is the most important person in the equation. You need to know who they are. So walk through who's your audience. Go through all the information we talked about last week. What do they like to do in their free time? What interests do they have? What's their day like? What do they want to do with their free time? What do they do at work? Do they commute? All the different things. As much information as you have about your audience. Because then I want you to really think about what information do they need? What information are they looking for? And of the information that they need, what can you provide? And I want you to really think about how you can add value to their day. If you focus on adding value for your audience, your readers, or your customers, you will grow that like, know, and trust factor that we talk about. Adding value is the most important thing here. So I want you to think about them. What are their biggest challenges? What is their biggest pain point over the course of the day? So in last week's example, we talked about our audience potentially being a mom with young children who was trying to balance a career and their home life and all the responsibilities, and they were stressed because it just didn't feel like there were enough hours in the day, and they were struggling to put dinner on the table. So in that scenario, the potential reader, client, or audience member is somebody who's struggling to get dinner on the table in a quick manner because she's got so much going on and she doesn't have time to spend an hour prepping for dinner, and she's got a 2-year-old that's at her feet wanting to eat because they're hangry. Anybody ever had a hangry 2-year-old? It's not fun. And I say that from a place of knowledge. I have a 2-year-old. Man, does he get hangry. So this particular example, she's looking for recipes. She's looking for tips and tricks and things that will make her life easier and make her evenings less stressful. So if you are a provider who offers meal plans, you offer home organization tips, you offer a meal delivery service, anything that could ultimately make her life better and less stressful, then you have a perfect opportunity to target your messages to this consumer and help her. And more than anything, I want you to stay focused on and help her. So in this scenario, she needs recipes, she needs tips, she needs meal prep, meal delivery, whatever it is. So as the business owner, blogger, a videographer, whatever it is, you want to think about how your company can help. What service or product do you provide that can help? And then I want you to think about that as you start crafting your marketing messages and as you start creating content. You want to show how you can solve the problem that they're facing, and you can make their life better because they're either following you, they're using your service, they're buying your product, etc. So more than anything, I love to say more than anything, don't I? Okay, anyway, put yourself in your audience's shoes, your audience, your reader, your customer. Get to know them as intimately as you possibly can. Think about them at all times. Everything that you do, I want you to think about your audience. So as you're starting to write down marketing messages, I want you to think about that person. Sometimes it helps to give them a name. When I worked, I think it was actually in journalism school, our avatar, our customer, was Mabel. And Mabel is kind of my example that I continue to use. Mabel had 2 kids. She was 35 years old. She had a career. She was juggling work and home. She was our target audience member for our news station. She needed to be able to get the information from us. She needed to know what was important, but she didn't necessarily have all night to sit and watch the news. She wanted something she could consume that would give her information quickly. So in that instance, that's Mabel. So as you're writing your messages, you're thinking about what you want to create, think about Mabel or think about your customer's name. Give them a name. It makes it more human. It makes it easier to think about them if they have a name. So what questions would you have if you were Mabel? What challenges would you have along the course of your day? What information would you want in order to make a decision to buy a product or hire someone for their services? What would make you want to read someone's blog post? What that you're doing can help Mabel, because Mabel doesn't just want to buy your product or service. Mabel wants a problem to be solved. Mabel wants help. So think about Mabel and think about, if you were Mabel, what would you want? What would you need? That's one of the most important things, really, if you're doing this and you're doing it from the right place, is that you're focused on helping someone else. You're focused on serving. You're focused on providing something that your audience needs. When you go into it and you are just focused on how you can make the most money or how you can grow your business the fastest, that's where we get into a lot of situations where we see reviews that programs or products are less than someone expected. Oh, I bought that program and I was really disappointed by it because it was all fluff. There wasn't anything there that I really learned and was able to implement. Versus if you buy a course or a program from someone who really is focused on serving their audience and understands what the audience needs, that's where you get the reviews that are like, oh my gosh, I took the information immediately. I was able to implement it in my business. It made a difference. I went straight through the process, and even where I was potentially going to get hung up, the person knew about it, and there were little notes there, and there were checklists and guides and sheets and everything that I needed that I didn't even know I was going to need when I bought the program. It was all there. That's because the person who developed that program focused on their audience and they knew what their audience needed. So that's what I want you to really think about, is really think about your audience. What do they need? What service or product or inspiration can you provide for them? So I personally believe very strongly in the philosophy of under-promising and over-delivering. I believe in this in marketing. I believe in it in business. I believe in it in life in general. When we under-promise and over-deliver, people are happier with us. We all have seen situations and scenarios where somebody has touted themselves as an online marketing expert. This person, this expert, I'm completely self-taught. I didn't have to go learn anything anywhere, and everybody loves me, and I know everything, and just buy my program, and you're going to learn from me, and you're going to learn everything you need to know. And then maybe you do buy it. And that's maybe where you get this situation where you feel like you wasted your money. And then maybe you feel like that person was kind of a scam, or it was kind of sleazy, or maybe another tactic that we see is if you're trying, and I mean, by now, I keep my notes, so I'm just peeking down at my notes to make sure I'm staying on track for us. Another scenario that we see, especially in marketing, are these ridiculous sales. Anybody ever seen the online deal for 90% off? Does anyone really believe that a product that's 90% off is going to be $1,000 tomorrow? If it's 90% off and it's $100 today, or it's 90% off and it's $10 today, is anyone really going to believe that they're going to pay $1,000 for it tomorrow, or they're going to pay $100 for it tomorrow? No, because those are just tactics. It's not real. And anybody who understands that knows it's not real. So when you take that type of approach, you're not fooling anyone. Be more honest, more open, and more genuine with your fans and your followers and your customers, and you will do better in the long run. Trying to claim that there's this 90% off discount doesn't work. I mean, we see retailers who do it. Think about the last time you were at the mall or you were shopping online, since so many of us have switched to shopping online. There are stores that continually offer 40% off sales, and you know that there is going to be a 40% off sale at that store easily once a month. So you're looking for something. Are you going to go in and pay full price when you know that that store runs 40% off? No, you're not, because you know that their true full price is essentially whatever 40% of that price is. So why would you pay the full price for it? And there are a lot of retailers who do this, and there are a lot of businesses that I think try to do this because they're trying to show value. Rather than inflating your prices or trying to show this value by saying it's 40% off or 50% off or 60% off, just focus on the customer. Focus on giving them what they need and providing the messaging that they're looking for in a manner that's going to resonate with them. Think about Nordstrom. If you go to the mall, does Nordstrom run 40% off every day? No, they don't. They are more expensive. They run great sales, but generally speaking, they run sales about twice a year, and their average product is in store at full price. They may price match now. They've started doing that, and they do run sales on merchandise that's been in for a little while, off season, things like that. But generally speaking, their model is that they are a high-end department store. They sell a quality product, and they provide exceptional customer service. That's what I want you to think about. So in their model, they're not saying you're going to get this value because you're buying this, you're getting 40% off this discount, this deal, and it's today only. They're saying, come on in the store. We have a great selection. We have everything that you need, and we're going to take really good care of you. We're going to remember you. We're going to have everything that you need, or we're going to order it from another store and have it shipped to your house. You don't have to worry about it. So think about that when you're thinking about your marketing messaging. What type of message do you want your information to portray? Do you want to try to convince everybody that they should buy from you because it's discount, discount, discount? Do you want to train your customers to only buy when you have a sale? Or do you want to be their go-to resource and you want them to connect with you because they know that while they may pay a few dollars more, they're going to get the hand-holding they need. They're going to get the accountability. Maybe they're going to get the product or the customer service or whatever it is that lets you set yourself apart from the competition. Think about all of this as you're crafting your messages. In everything that you do, I want you to think about your customer, your audience member, your reader, whoever it is that you are trying to reach. And it's possible you're trying to reach multiple people. You may have 2 or 3 target customers who may fit into the mix different based on where they are in the buying process, and that's okay. But you want to think about them and you want to make sure that you're targeting your messages for that customer. So determine what type marketer or what type business owner you want to be, what your value proposition is, and then that's what you help explain in your marketing messages. So I hope that this has helped you kind of understand how you want to target your messages and think about your customer and kind of where you go from here. You want to differentiate yourself from the competition. You want to target your message for your customer. And more than anything, you want to think about your customer as you're creating your marketing messages. Because when you stay focused on them, you're going to produce content and messages that are going to resonate with them. And you will, in turn, have better results. When you create your messages and you don't know who you're trying to reach, that's where you really struggle. So make sure you've really nailed down who you're trying to reach and you fully understand what information they need from you, because the more you understand about them, the better targeted your messages are going to be. Next week, we're going to wrap up our series on audience targeting, and we're going to talk about how we determine when the right time is for our message. And we're going to talk a little bit about seasonality, as well as really get into the specifics from a tactical standpoint to really understand even time of day, day of week, all of those things to really determine how and when we target our messages. I would love it if you would follow Etched Marketing here on Facebook so that you get updates about our free marketing trainings. Join us every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, for a free training session on a marketing topic. If you have something that you're trying to figure out, you're kind of struggling with, you need a little bit of advice or some additional help, please leave a comment. Let me know. I love to read through those, see what's going on with everybody, comment back, and I do use those ideas and those questions to help craft our content strategy here for the free training sessions. So it is a great way to be able to find out from a seasoned marketer for free how you should market your business or your blog. And then please also consider joining our marketing group here on Facebook. It is for small business owners, entrepreneurs, startups, bloggers, anyone who has a small budget and is looking to stretch it and do as much as possible with it, who wants to learn how to market the right way, not just market and do whatever every blog or every crazy webinar that you've seen says to do, but wants to learn how to do it the right way, based with those best practices based examples and everything that has been done and tested and we know will work and make a difference for you. So if you're curious about that, the link to our group is right there in the notes as well. It's called Marketing on a Shoestring Budget, and I do hope that you will join us there. Thanks so much. You have a fantastic Wednesday, and I'll talk to you next week.